I'm going to introduce you guys to Emma Kent. She's a former games journalist with Eurogamer. She's a freelance games consultant, and she's a mock reviewer, I guess. Anyways, she's also woke as shit, and she went like on a weird Twitter rant that essentially gaslit gamers about DEI groups, and it's the same song and dance that we've heard where they try to say that they're the ones that have worked on games, they're the ones that know what consultancy groups like Sweet Baby Inc. do, and that we're clueless because we've never worked on a game in our life. So it's the same usual nonsense that we've seen like Alyssa Mercante, Nick Calandra, you name it. They try to attack gamers, they hate us, and they claim that we don't know exactly what these groups do. Now, you can see already right off the bat, this Twitter tirade that she has is locked. Only accounts that they mention or follow can reply. And it's the same song and dance. They start stuff, they gaslight on social media, and then they back out. But we'll go back to this right here in a minute. Let's take a look at Emma Kent. And again, there's her LinkedIn, and it showed some stuff about her backstory and her history and stuff. Again, like I said, she worked with Eurogamer, but let's be honest, all these people that are former games journalists or just games industry people, they're mostly activists now. They all literally are just political activists. I don't know what it is with the gaming industry where it's just being flooded with people that just spout all this nonsense, and they will like die on DEI Hill. I have no clue, but she went nuts. And Park Place also wrote a pretty good article about this that goes in depth about everything about what we're going to talk about today, which we can also take a look at this in a minute, but we're going to go ahead and give our thoughts on everything as a whole, because again, if you've been paying attention to the channel, I have been covering Sweet Baby Inc. I've been covering DEI and anti-woke and all this stuff. So let's get started. So let's go ahead and take a look at her tweet that is now locked, by the way, and it's just full of venom, snobbiness, sassiness. You can see she says, "Hello, games consultant here. The idea that consultants are forcing diversity into games is ridiculous because 99% of the time, the devs have already decided they want their game to be inclusive and just want help fine-tuning how certain stories come across. Hope this helps." So an absolutely pure gaslight. Now, let's not pretend that game devs aren't in bed with consultancy groups like Sweet Baby Inc. Let's not pretend that they're not friends with each other and that there's a quid pro quo and that they benefit each other by giving money for certain targets of DEI and ESG being met in video games. Let's quit pretending that there's no backroom deals, or on top of that, let's quit pretending that there's no extortion on top of that either. That Sweet Baby Inc. and other groups allegedly intimidate these developers to put more diversity. They go in there and they say, oh, this game's not political correct enough. You need this, you need this, you need that, you need that. That's what they do. They're literally poisoning the gaming industry and even movies, TV, you name it, all entertainment. Now, continuing on, and keep in mind, this is one of many people, but keep in mind, she says, the people peddling this conspiracy theory are fabricating rage bait content to grow their YouTube channels and social media followings. They do not understand how the industry actually works, nor do they care to learn because they're simply seeking engagement. You see that's always the excuse. Oh, these guys are just rage bait grifters. They're just seeking engagement. No, for a fact, you guys that are pushing the DEI narrative are the ones causing people to tune out. Concord failed, Dustborn failed, Suicide Squad failed. It's obvious that there's a push for this whole DEI content because literally every single video game company, every little entertainment medium posts the same thing that you guys have. They have diversity manuals, they have inclusion manuals. It's all shoved in there because it's an agenda. It's literally an agenda. And it's not a conspiracy theory because we've seen these manuals. We've seen people like Belair go on stage and say that you need to basically terrorize video game development studios into getting what you want. She literally was on a stage at GDC saying, go to their marketing company or their marketing department, scare them so you can get what you want on these games. They're not some innocent little bystander that comes in and fine-tunes stuff. They're literally bullies of the entertainment industry. And I don't care if somebody has a problem that I say that. Now, you can notice that she specifically says YouTubers and social media followers because these guys are realizing that modern media or access media no longer have the power that they once did. With YouTube, with social media, people can have a voice out there, a platform to give their opinion, to give their own research, and it scares them. It scares them that people like Grums or myself or Smash or Melanie or even the Quartering, if you want to go political with it, have the ability to reach more people than what they have. So to continue with that, that's why they hate it. That's why they don't like it. That's why they hate YouTubers. That's why they hate social media. That's why they get scared, because they can't post anything without actually blocking it. You can see she couldn't even post this without getting her feelings hurt, which is why she put only accounts that she mentions or follows can reply. These guys have thin fucking skin. They're all the fucking same. So going on, she says, the fact that this has been brought up again in reference to Dragon Age the Veilguard is particularly laughable. Have the people throwing these forced DEI allegations around ever actually played a BioWare game? And that's the thing. They always go into this whole, these people don't play games. These people don't play games. Well, the modern audience that you're part of, the modern audience that you guys try to cater to, that you force DEI for in games like Dustborn, Concord, and even Suicide Squad, don't play games at all, or else those games wouldn't have failed. So how can you accuse people of not playing games if everything that you touch and promote and push and adapt for modern audiences fucking fails? There's more gamers than you guys, but you guys like to label them as rage bait grifters because it gets your feelings hurt. Because you guys have to have a label in order to feel like you're contributing to life. You have to have people know what orientation or race or religion or gender or whatever you have. And you have to wear that like you're a label. Like, hey, hello, my name is Eric. It's, hello, I'm African American, I'm gay, and I'm trans. Like, you have to specifically make everybody think that you're some special snowflake. And that's the problem. But she couldn't handle the feedback, because you could see she said, locking comments now because they're getting increasingly toxic and unhelpful, and I want to go to bed. Laugh out loud. Good night. Well, you're the one that gaslit people into this conversation, and you don't want to face it head on. You have to silence people. They're all the same, dude. They're all the fucking same. So just the other day, this was a reply to Alyssa Mercante, and she kind of echoes the same sentiments, but at least this Emma Kent seems like she's polite. She's not an insufferable cunt with it. You can see this was a screenshot where she says, months ago, a bunch of angry losers convinced themselves consultancy groups hold all the keys to the gaming kingdom despite having no clue how game dev works. And now we're here. I love modern media and news. And I did a pretty good clap back. It got a pretty good response, 220 likes, 17,000 impressions. I said, ah, yes, because no one who's outside the exclusive inner circle could possibly understand the impact of consultancy groups on game dev, right? Sorry, but when we see studios imploding, game budgets ballooning, and disastrous launches becoming the norm, maybe it's not us clueless ones who need a reality check. Modern media can spin it however it wants, but gamers see through the corporate nonsense, and Alyssa Mercante is not a gamer. I think that hits the nail on the head on my thoughts on that. These guys want to act like they're gatekeepers that nobody else can understand or see the evidence. We got game studios literally closing. Firewalk Studios literally shut down yesterday after a failed launch of Concord that didn't even last 2 weeks. Gamers tuned out after this beta, and it was because of DEI and a toxic positive work environment at Firewalk Studios that encouraged use of pronouns and calling people professor and all this bullshit. Like, these guys worry about everything but making great video games. And then they're so angry at the main consumer, at gamers. They're angry. Like I've never seen Alyssa Mercante compliment a gamer. And I've never seen Nick Calandra compliment a gamer, because if it's not catered to them, they throw shit fits. But if it's something that we're upset about, if we come out and we say or give our thoughts about something, they get upset and they call us rage bait. They call us crybabies, you name it. And I also posted another response to another tweet that she put, because for a reason, she's doubling down on this Dragon Age Veilguard Defense Force thing, saying, a fantasy game made me angry. Time to film a 15-minute rant video in my shed. My family really loves when I attend gatherings, right? Well, I said Alyssa Mercante throwing shade at people for getting critical over a fantasy game. That's rich coming from someone who loses her mind anytime anyone questions her terrible takes. You act like you're above it all, but the second a game doesn't fit your woke agenda, you're online raging harder than anyone. You can't call others out for being passionate while you're out here obsessing over Smash AT and begging people to leave you alone. Maybe it's time to check that hypocrisy. And that's the thing. All these people, Emma, Alyssa, Nick, you name it, they all got hypocrisy. They cannot stand the fact that people get upset about stuff that's injected with this DEI, and they have to run cover. They literally have to run cover, make pages and pages of tweets, articles of nonsense, and they know it's nonsense. They know it's bullshit, and they will never admit it. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'd like to know what you guys have to say. Subscribe if you're brand new. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, take care.